Gary Atanu with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I'm here at 09s. Since 2001, they have been protecting businesses against disastrous and costly application downtime. I'm here with the co-founder, Ellen. Thanks so much for joining us, Ellen. Let's begin a little bit about yourself. Share with me, if you will, how it is that you got involved in this particular type of industry.
I was a technologist for AT&T Storage Tech, which is how I got my start here in Denver, and also with Hitachi, building large-scale technology for banks and for governments. We had lots and lots of outages during that period of time. Banks would go down, the governments would go down, and so we were consulting on those types of technologies during that period. In 1997, we were asked to talk to Fortune 500 companies on whether they were going to make the Y2K conversion, and the answer was no.
Big year. Absolutely. I mean, you and the co-founder as well, you guys have basically early on realized the importance of investing into technology, not only your resources, but pooling your services with other people. Share with me, obviously businesses, regardless of the Fortune 500 companies, as you say, or all the way down to small businesses, we all run on data. Mm-hmm. And very important that basically that data stays up for us. Is that basically what you're able to provide for folks, kind of peace of mind in that area?
Absolutely. What we're able to do is keep the websites, and so you access your data today with mobile applications, your phone, you book flights, you make transfers of money. When those sites are down, you have no access to your data. And so what we're able to do is we're able to protect your data and your information so it's always available in multiple locations around the world.
They say we have 20/20 hindsight. Yeah. Yet as businesses, we really can't afford to let a disaster happen and then decide how we're going to deal with it. Why can that be costly many times for a company?
Well, generally when we have an outage, it takes anywhere from 4 to 12 days to recover. And that is very expensive. An average bank may cost anywhere from $6 to $9 million an hour being out. And if you stream that over 4 to 12 days to recover, that's a lot of money.
Explain to us, what is the traditional, almost reactive approach that companies take before we discuss your solution of a more proactive approach?
Oh, so let's think in terms of you back up all of your data to one location. And you may do a backup. And let's say, do you back up your data every day, Gary?
Yes, at a certain time every day.
Yeah, okay. So you have to go to your last good backup. That backup may be a month or a week or years, and take that backup. That means when you've put that back on your system, everything from that date going forward is gone. So for a small, medium-sized business, they may have lost all of their revenue, all of their accounts receivable. They often are out of business, and that's why many small, medium-sized businesses never recover from an outage.
When it comes to uptime, you guys have not really raised the bar. You have gone much more than the 99.999% as your name implies. Let's go ahead and explain to the viewers what it is, the basically always available technology. This is a patented technology that you have. Try to explain it to us in layman's terms, if you will.
So think of it as, well, the best way in layman's terms would be to talk about if you decided you wanted to flip all of your data acquisition to Canada because that's where you want to flip over to, it's always up and running.
I mean, really, there are so many scenarios out there that really can create an outage, probably more than companies realize, and you've probably seen quite a few in the years that you've been involved.
I get postings from my network, and on average, there's about 14 outages a day somewhere in the world that are either being recovered or haven't been recovered. And most of these outages last anywhere from a day to 4 days, as an example. And even in the cloud, where we're able to actually post your applications in the cloud, some clouds will go down every day. And so you may not be aware that it's down, or you may be aware that it's down because you have no access to your information. We can run in multiple clouds. We can run in diverse clouds, even competing clouds, and we can run in your data center as many locations as you want and wherever you want.
And so you're saying, I mean, when I think of outage, I think of catastrophes like major storms, major power outages, a city that goes down. But that is not always the way. We're talking about simple software glitches, possibly just continue, or even being offline can sometimes cause a certain area to go down. But no matter what, even if a certain area or node, as you would say, goes down, it doesn't affect the entire. There is no hierarchy, really.
That's correct. Well, and you're right. We have storms, and when a storm takes down power and electricity in an area, the data centers that are on that power grid are down. The companies that are running their businesses are down when the lights are off. So what that would mean is I may be, as an example, I was victim to United Airlines having an outage at their front desk. They could not print boarding passes from their systems in San Francisco. Nobody made their flights. The only ones who made their flights were those that had pre-printed their boarding passes the night before. Even their mobile app couldn't have access. So when that goes down, I can't even tell you how much money they've lost. Plus the customers are upset and they don't want to come back. So that's something we could have prevented.
Basically, when I look at your product line, you really have products for pretty much any type of company out there, from large enterprises to medium size and small business. This is something that they can basically adapt to their existing infrastructure. Is that correct?
Yes, we're talking a lot about Uberification of technology today, and that means we're democratizing technology that only large companies could afford and bringing it to small and medium-sized companies where it's not just a dollar cost, it's generally they're out of business. And so we've decided we're going to go after that market because it's underserved and nobody seems to really care about that. So that's the direction we're going.
I mean, you mentioned before, obviously this is peace of mind for the companies themselves, but also for the consumers. They appreciate a company that is always up. You have a particular product that is specifically for consumers, which is the My Failsafe. Touch on that, if you will.
Well, My Failsafe is actually the Zen Vault suite of products that we talk about today, and that protects your medical records. We encrypt it with your own encryption key. We don't have a copy of the key, so it's your privacy is protected. We don't encrypt one massive database so that if somebody were to break into the database, they have everybody's medical records or everybody's private records. At most, they would get one record. So with thousands of users that we have in there, you are protected as though you have your own private safety deposit box. We're taking that also to email, so all of your email is not only encrypted in flight, it's also encrypted at rest. We don't have access to your keys. So this big issue with Apple and the FBI, we're way beyond that.
The data that we take for granted almost every day, not only in our personal lives, but in our business as well. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. First of all, on the website, take a look at all the products that they offer out there. This is a company that began in 2001, but really many, many years before that. The owner and co-founder, over 30 years of entrepreneurial experience before that, formal education, and basically in discussing with Fortune 500 companies the importance of being up more than 99.999% of the time, which is quite a feat. Let me ask you, you're providing a technology that really helps people sleep at night, and quite honestly, like you said, disasters that happen multiple times a day, kind of nice that they don't even realize those are happening.
That's right. Well, that's absolutely right. You never want to know that you're down, and as we were talking about your own private data, that's your DNA. That is your data.
That is something that, like I say, people don't even think about. Companies out there that maybe don't think they have an infrastructure in place that is equivalent or able to protect their data. How does that begin? Is it a consultation with them, and where do they go for that?
Well, surprisingly enough, you can just go right to our website, and you can download it. We give you a 30-day trial. You can then, we have videos that show you how to do it. And we have technology written in manuals if you prefer to read it. They're actually identical. It takes you about 15 minutes to configure, and you're up and you're running. Actually, we designed this so that anybody can use this, whether or not you're a Mac or you're a PC or you're an iPhone or you're a Galaxy phone.
Wonderful. Last time, viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. You're going to see their website. You'll also see their contact information there. But like you said, take a look at the resource tab they have right there on their website. Quite a bit of information there. We're talking about even a demo, possibly a white paper that you want to download there. They get a little more into the technology as well. This is a company that began in 2001. That is 09s. Basically, this is not disaster recovery. It's disaster prevention. This is Gary Atanu with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.